So this is it. This is the 18-month updates. Are you guys ready? Because I am. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Amit, and in today's video, as you all know, it's 18 months since I got my second hair transplant. I'm going to go through every single thing that has happened throughout this entire process and hopefully give somebody out there some idea or inspiration of knowing what there is to come when you get a hair transplant like this. So if you don't already know, I got not one but two hair transplants from Istanbul, Turkey at Vera Clinic. The first time I went, I got 6,100 grafts for my hairline and mid-scalp, and unfortunately at the time they couldn't do my crown, so I had to go back for a second time and get that done. Now, I've been documenting my entire journey for the first time on this channel, showing you the step-by-step procedure as well as the monthly updates of how my hair looks and how it has become after that one full year. The second time I went back, I went and did my crown, and I got 4,000 grafts extracted from my donor area and placed onto that area, a little bit on my mid-scalp and a little bit as well on my hairline for some touch-ups. And I've also been documenting that entire journey here, so you can see the most transparent version of what it actually looks like when the hair grows every single month. I've been sharing a lot of my journey on this channel, as well as a lot of tips and things that you should know about a hair transplant. So if you enjoy content like that, definitely do consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel, because there's a lot of good resources about a hair transplant on here, and I think it'll really help you in the long run. And of course, you still want to continue watching me grow a full head of hair. Okay, so the updates. It's been 18 months since I got my hair transplant from Istanbul, Turkey for my crown. Generally, the clinics tell you that it takes about 18 months to see full hair growth on the back of your head. Initially, when I got my first hair transplant, I saw results within 7 to 8 months, and it was looking really full, really nice. I enjoyed to see that growth really rapidly, and I felt really confident that the second transplant that I went for would kind of be the same. Fortunately, that was not the case. It definitely took some time to get that similar type of growth onto the back of my scalp, and it really frustrated me throughout the entire journey because I thought that it was going to be the same thing, but sadly it wasn't. For the first 4 months, I remember it was really tough on me because I felt like I didn't see any sort of progress, and it looked even more bare there than before. And it really put me down in the dumps. I felt really depressed and I felt really sad about the whole situation. But then as soon as month 5 came along, I started to see a little bit more growth. It wasn't like a gigantic difference, but it was so much more than it was before. And that gave me a lot of confidence to think that, all right, this actually might be working. As the months progressed, I waited patiently, but eventually started to see more and more hair growth. I remember especially around the 8th month mark was when I could actually cover that area 80% of the way, and I was really happy about that. My hairline and my mid-scalp had kind of continuously been growing, and especially at this part of the month, it filled up the areas I was lacking in the first transplant, which I was really happy about. So I didn't really have any concern in that situation. In regards to the crown, it was becoming more and more evident that it was filling up. From the 8th month up until the 1 year mark, I'll be very honest, I didn't see a dramatic amount of growth, but it was very slow and steady. If I compare monthly progress of it, you can definitely see that there is some growth, but at a very slow rate. And I was fine with that. I don't really have any issues with it because, again, I had more hair there than I ever had before. Why should I complain? Now, from the 1st year mark up until, I guess, today is where I really saw that the hair started to grow out even more bit by bit. A lot of people say patience is a virtue, but man, if you can wait this long to see your hair get covered up at the back, it's quite good on you. It wasn't easy, I'm not gonna lie. There were days that I was thinking, is this it? When I look back at how I used to look, literally not having anything there, I used to be terrified of just walking out the house, and it was quite a feeling that I'm glad I don't have anymore. But now, even today, if I'm heading out, I don't have to worry about covering the back of my head. There are definitely times where I look at it and I'm like, oh man, I really wish it would have been more full. But honestly, it's okay. I think the best part about this entire journey is to realize that my expectations were not set super high. And because of that, I think at the end of the day, my results for me personally superseded itself. And to anybody out there who's actually trying to get a hair transplant for your crown, like, I tell you the same thing. Don't set your expectations super high, because there are reasons why the crown takes longer. It's not going to be 100% perfect, but you'll get something back. Now, why didn't my crown fill out? So I was in Turkey a couple of weeks ago, and I spoke to the doctor about this because I was also concerned about why that happened. One of the main things was blood circulation. In the back of the crown, you have a lack of blood circulation throughout that area. Blood circulation usually is more easily accessible through the hairline and the mid-scalp, hence the result of those areas turn out to be much better versus the crown. For my case, the crown was also a very big area that had to be covered. So naturally, you're not going to get the full expected density that you want because there was no hair there at all. At least for my hairline and my mid-scalp, there were still some baby hairs there that was able to give me more density throughout the process. Keeping that in mind, going from nothing to at least having some sort of cover up at the moment, I'm happy with that. I don't have any issues, but it did make sense that because there's no blood circulation there, the survival rate of our grafts are much lower, which honestly sucks because if I knew that from before, maybe I'd add more things that added more blood circulation in that area, but it's okay. Honestly, from now, what I can do is just focus on adding more blood circulation to the top of my scalp, and hopefully it brings out even more growth over time. So another thing the doctor did say is that it can take up to 2 years to really see even more growth. And again, I'm not going anywhere. I can take my time and let my hair grow out. I'm at a phase in my life where I'm pretty happy with how it's looking and how I'm able to present myself to the world, and it's totally fine. Overall, I think this is a good wake-up call to anybody out there who's getting a hair transplant, is to use these videos as reference and to know what to expect in the future. All right, so this is the part of the video that I show you my 360 view of my hairline, my mid-scalp, my crown, as well as my donor area. Let's jump right in and zoom into the hairline. It's looking as full as ever. I'm beyond happy with how it's turned out. Now moving on to the first side of my donor area. I usually keep this area out long, and by doing so, it has really helped me cover any potential scarring, as I did get 10,000 grafts extracted in total. Onto the back of my head. Sure, it's not 100% full, but I'm still really happy with the results. The density is great overall, and it's a massive improvement from where I started. Finally, we've got the other side of the donor area, and honestly, it looks like I never even had any grafts taken from there. It's smooth, even, and blends perfectly with the rest of my hair. And now we'll take a close-up look of the hairline, the mid-scalp, as well as the crown. Adding those 200 grafts from my second transplant has made a noticeable difference. It's filled out so well and frames my face much better now. Moving on to the mid-scalp, the 600 additional grafts that were placed there have really boosted the density. It's filled up quite a bit, and overall, I couldn't be happier with how both areas have turned out. It's a massive improvement, and I'm thrilled with the results. Finally, let's zoom in on the crown. I had a total of 3,200 of the 4,000 grafts on my second session implanted here. And while it's not as dense as I had hoped, it's still a significant improvement from where I started. The overall coverage and look are miles ahead of what it used to be, and I'm pleased with the progress. And now we will finally take a look at the top-down view of my scalp from the first month up until today, the 18th month. The first 3 months, as mentioned earlier, were the worst part of the whole journey. The shedding and ugly duckling phase were not fun, but as time progressed, the following 3 months, my scalp was starting to look better with more growth. The next 6 months, the growth was slow, but overall came together to cover more of the crown. From months 13 to 17, more hair filled out in the area. And finally, month 18 is where I can see now my scalp is fully covered after my 2 hair transplants. Alright, so let's get into the aftercare. So as you all know, I've been taking finasteride every other day, and I only take 0.5 milligrams. I've been using finasteride for the past 2 years, and I've only been using the pill form. I've been happy with it. I've never had any sort of side effects. I've been very lucky and thankful that way. I have no complaints. At the same time, I'm considering switching over to topical. One of the main reasons for that was that because I spoke to the doctor again, and he said that it's better to use topical now anyway because you get even lesser chances of getting any sort of side effects, and even other clinics out there are switching over to the topical form. The only difference is that oral finasteride is much more effective versus topical finasteride, so that's something also that you just have to keep in mind. But I'm also at a stage where I'm okay with that. I feel like I came from nothing, so I don't really have that much hair to lose, as finasteride does help keep those native hairs. So I'm thinking about switching over to that. If you guys have any questions about it, drop a message in the comment section below. I'm happy to answer them. I'd also like to hear your thoughts about it. Moving on, I take a bunch of vitamins in the morning. I'll leave them up all on the screen, but the main ones are biotin, zinc, magnesium, and B complex. I take a bunch of these intentionally because not just for my hair health, but also my general health. If you're interested in picking up any of these things, they're all in the description below. I also use minoxidil every single day. I've been using this brand called Growplex, as you all know. I usually use a few pumps in the morning and I put it onto my scalp, and as well at night. I try to stay consistent with it. Not gonna lie, it's very difficult, especially with the hectic life that's been going on for me right now. But as long as you stick to a consistent routine, you will start seeing results. So anyone out there who's considering using minoxidil, at least try to keep consistent with it. Try to set reminders for yourself, and you'll eventually get that result that you're looking for over a period of time. I have a discount code as well to this particular product in the description below. Check it out. Get 10% off. You may as well try it out at a cheaper price if you can. Speaking of cheaper prices, I also have a discount on a shampoo that I use which is the DS Laboratories Revita Hair Density Shampoo. I've been using this for quite a while now, and every single time I use it, I feel like my hair has just grown in volume and density. I've actually used it just before this video as well. As you can see, the hair is looking pretty good. I don't use it as often as I used to, but I do it at least twice a week now, just to keep my hair clean and nourished throughout the week. It's not advisable to use shampoo every single day, so I completely understand that. But if you use a shampoo and conditioner, I definitely would recommend you at least twice a week. You can use my code for 20% off as well if you're interested in getting it. I would recommend it because, again, I only recommend products that I use. Lastly, I also use rosemary oil. I've been consistently using this for the past couple months now, and I'm really glad to see more results from my hair. Some people might not believe it, but honestly, I do feel like as I'm tracking my progress pictures and videos, I see a difference in growth, and I see a little bit better and better over time. Also, it just helps nourish your scalp, so it's a win-win situation. Let's quickly talk about fibers. I bring this up in every single video, only because I think it is very important for anyone who is currently losing some hair and they want to cover it up using concealer, and fibers is the way to go. I've been using it for the past 5 years of my life and I have no regrets at all. It's been like the best game changer for me, and I'm really happy with how it looks on my scalp. If you're somebody who's also losing hair and just needs a temporary solution, definitely consider fibers because it's helped me even after my hair transplant. Because after that shedding phase, you definitely gonna want to use some sort of concealer or cover up, and it's a great option for you. So this journey throughout has kind of shown me a lot of things. First thing is that I am super grateful to how it's turned out. Second thing is that I'm super grateful for you guys as well, because everybody that has followed me on this journey has motivated me even more to produce good content and help others out there. And that has really been my main goal since I've started this journey. As always, if you guys need any help, I do have a one-on-one hair transplant consultation service that I help you guys talk about your hair loss or talk about your chances of getting a hair transplant. We can go through that together. I'll try to guide you along the way, tell you about my own experiences at the clinic, as well as just giving you some advice and providing you a list of products that will help you in the long run for your transplant results. Do consider booking some time with me. I have a link in the description. We can start having that conversation and hopefully help you out as well to achieve the best possible result for you. Okay, I think that is it. I rambled quite a bit for this video, but I really hope it's helped somebody out there and get some sort of inspiration overall for their hair transplants. This journey has been quite a crazy one. I don't think I'm going to continue to do monthly updates, as I feel like there isn't going to be that much growth and that much to talk about. I don't know how much you guys are enjoying these type of monthly update videos. If you are, let me know. Let me know if I should continue every month with this. If not, I might do every 3 to 6 months maybe, and then try to give you a bigger update in that sense. You know, I've really appreciated every single person that's commented on my videos, good or bad. I read every single comment and I try to respond to every single comment. I feel like if you've spent the time and efforts to drop me a message, I'm most likely going to try my best to respond to you. I do have a ton of other plans for videos coming out. I'm going to try to set up a series for people who've had successful or negative hair transplants and get them on my channel, and we'll just have a talk about it in a podcast type of format. And yeah, I'd like to hear your stories as well and share it to people so that they can also understand what they're getting themselves into, or if it's a good idea or a bad idea. And I love to be super transparent, and I really want to help people out there to get to that level as well. If you're somebody out there who wants to share your story, drop me a message in my email address. It is linked as well in the description below, and we can try to start building something together. All right, I think that is all for today's video. You know, I'm super excited for everybody generally, whoever's gotten a hair transplant or who hasn't yet. I'm super excited for you, and I feel a little emotional right now. I don't know why. Not my last video, but it's just like, it's a lot of things going on. Yeah, I just appreciate every single one of you. Please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys again for following the journey. None of this would have happened without you guys, honestly. Thank you again, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.